So let's look at this one. If we have 1/4 plus 1/2, I think it's 2/6. That seems too easy though.
Yeah, if only it was that easy. But I remember in the last video we said that we can't just add up our denominators like that. That's not going to work.
That's true. That's true. And you know what, should we? We're not. I'm not right. I'm not right. All
sorry.
right. So Ms. Van Dam, maybe you can show why.
Okay. So if we're looking here, we have our 1/4. Visually, we can see that here, and we have this 1/2. And if you look here, if you were thinking 2/6, which would be nice and easy, just add them. But if you look here, this is not equal to this plus this here.
Right.
Yep,
click it again. It'll move.
Oh yeah, there we go. So now we can see that if we actually added 1/2 plus 1/4, it should be a lot bigger. And so 2/6, sorry, that is just not going to work. I know. So let's think about really what did we do wrong here. So we're looking visually again here. 1/4 plus 1/2. If the denominator is not the same, what you have to do first is actually find a common denominator. Looking here at these denominators, are they the same number? Nope. If they aren't, you have to get that common denominator. So we're going to figure out, well, how do we actually do that? So we have 1/4, 1/2 again, and we have to think to ourselves, okay, well, how do we find this common denominator? Do you think you can turn a denominator into the other denominator by multiplying or dividing?
So look at the two denominators. We have a 4 and a 2. Can you turn one of them into the other by multiplying or dividing? That's what we're thinking. In this case, what do you think? I know I can turn a 2 into 4.
Yeah. So hopefully that's not too scary. You saw that and thought, oh yeah, I can just multiply my 2 by 2 and then I should get 4. So now we're going to look at this 1/2.
Oh, hold on a second. Look at this. Wait, if you multiply the denominator, I'm going to get a totally different fraction.
Let's see here.
So that becomes 1/4. I don't know if that's right. Let's look at the picture.
So we have 1/4.
Does that equal 1/2?
No, it doesn't.
So there's a trick, and maybe you learned it in 4th grade, I don't know, but what do we need to do instead? Those two aren't equal.
No, this unfortunately won't work.
Yeah.
So what do? You have to do the same thing to the numerator as we do to the denominator.
Yeah.
So whatever we do here, we need to also do up here. So let's try this again.
Yeah.
Now we
Back to where we were.
Yes. So now we have 1/2. We multiplied the bottom by 2, so we had this common denominator. And now we're going to also multiply the numerator by 2 as well. So instead of 1/4 like we had before, now we have 2/4.
Because we don't want to have a different number. We don't want to change the addition sentence so it ends up equaling something different. They have to be an equivalent fraction. The 1/2 and the 2/4 need to be meaning the same thing. Like we talked about 6/6 equals 1/2 before.
Yeah.
So I think you just got to make sure that the number you're changing it into is also equivalent to it.
Right.
And we'll talk more about equivalent fractions in a second.
Yeah.
But
I know, and in the past, it sounds crazy, but I've had some students that would just know that they have to find a common denominator, but like you said, they would just put down anything. So maybe 3/4 or 1/4 just to get a common denominator. So I like what you were saying about these have to be equivalent to each other. You can't just put anything down to get a common denominator. No. All right.
So are you sure? We should double check because last time we did this we weren't right. So we better make sure 1/2 is actually equivalent to 2/4. So let's look at the visual. So we've got our 1/2, we've got our 2/4. So are they equivalent? They are. They work. So if I took this and swooped it. All right, so let's try another one. We've got 3/9 and 2/3. So if we go back through our steps, we need to look and see, can I turn one of the denominators into the other? And in this case, if I'm looking at my two denominators, 3 and 9, I can turn a 3 into 9 by multiplying it by 3. So since I know whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do the top, I multiply both by 3.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do that, I just rewrite this down here. So 3/9 plus 6/9, and then I just add them. That was
We have 2/4 plus 2/8, and we want to think about our first step and how we have our 2/4 and our 2/8 here, and do we have a common denominator? You're looking here and you should say, no, these are not common. So now how can I make them common? What can I do? So you want to find this common denominator by looking to see, can I multiply one of these to get the other one? So if we do that, right now I'm thinking, okay, my 4 can easily turn into an 8 by multiplying by 2. I just have to remember that what I do on the bottom, have to do on the top. So here's 4 times 2, and that is going to equal 8, just like this one. But then I also want to multiply the top by 2, so I should get 4/8 here.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is. Voila. 4/8.
Step 3, rewrite it.
Plus 2/8. And yeah, please rewrite it. That's another thing. I always have students that are trying to like fit it in because they don't feel like rewriting it, but then it's just like this jumbled mess and they get confused.
It'll take you 2 seconds. Rewrite it. It'll make your answer correct.
Do it. Yes. Trust us. It'll just be easier. And now, once again, this is just like learning goal 1. Nice and easy. We're just going to look across here. 4 plus 2 equals 6. Oh, and we have our nice visual showing that too. Oops. So, and now you're going to solve the problem. So we have our 4/8 plus 2/8 should equal 6/8. And once again, you can see that visually here.
Now you get to pause it. See, we did it right.
Okay.
Good. All right, so pause it, and then we'll go over this one. And again, look back through the steps and see if you need to. You should have them all in there, so look back and just go step by step what you need to do. So if we look at this, our first step is we've got 2/6 plus 4/12. So our visual people, this is what we're looking at. So we have to look at the denominators. Are they the same? No. So since they're not the same, we have to get a common denominator. So to do that, I need to figure out, can I multiply 1 to get to the other? And I can multiply the 6 to get to a 12. So I am multiplying 6 times 2, and since I multiply the denominator, I have to do it to the numerator too. So I multiply both of those by 2. And then step 3, rewrite that problem. So this becomes 4/12 plus 4/12. And the last step, easy peasy, add them up. Solve the problem. 4/12 plus 4/12 is 8. 8/12, I should say, not 8. Okay, now it's your turn. We only gave you 2. We know they're tricky. Please try them. Give them a try. Look back at the steps. Ask yourself the questions that we posed in those steps. If you don't remember, look back, rewatch the video. That is what it's there for. And then when you come back, we will go over them as a group. So, good luck.